What is up? What is up? What is up? I'm up. Are you up? It's 4:30 in the morning on a Friday. Trying to get myself jacked up and excited about the weekend. I told myself long ago I wasn't going to be that guy that got excited on Fridays for the weekend. I still don't want to be that dude. But here I am. Listened to some music this morning to get myself in the mood for this podcast take. Was Alessio versus One Republic. Lose Myself. I've listened to it about 16, 18 times just straight in a row. Whatever, I got to do what I got to do to get this podcast going. So here we are. Topic of discussion today, see if you can figure it out. Knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting cow. Interrupting moo. We've all been guilty of it, but some of you sons of bitches out there are getting a little out of line. Interrupting and interjecting your thoughts into other people's sentences while they are mid-sentence. Who knows what I'm talking about? We've completely thrown out the term rude in our society. We flippantly use the word when we feel like someone is being mean to us, but we never look at our own actions, our own behavior, and examine our own rudeness. Go back to my podcast where it's me and my brother. There are pauses when each of us is speaking. Holy shit! It's actually quite remarkable. I allow him to get a thought out, and he, in return, allows me to complete a thought before launching into a response about my thought, or whatever he was thinking about. I can't be alone in noticing this shit. It's fucking everywhere. I'm kind of sick of it. Kind of tired of dealing with people who just jump in and talk over me. Let's run through a couple of these key features that you can look for when speaking to someone. In the old school terms of what we deemed a conversation, you know, when a mutual relay of information where both parties hope to get something from the exchange. Eye contact. Now, it's a given when you are speaking directly to someone that you are looking at them and giving them your attention. Fuck all of you who think you need to speak with your cell phone in your hand. Eyes focused on the screen, but still attempting the conversation. Jesus, man, unless you're managing a crisis and you were interrupted by this conversation, you're an inconsiderate prick and you deserve to have your precious device smacked from your hand and danced on right in front of you. That's rude. It's like a reference to Bill Murray in the scene from Ghostbusters when they're in the library about to confront a ghost, and Egon is looking at his calculator trying to figure out the best scientific approach to the situation. Bill Murray smacks the phone out of his hand. Stop that! You know, you're not that important, my friends. You've developed a mind-body habit as gross as smoking when you get nervous. I unknowingly must handle my device when I get nervous or excited. I touched it. Now I am calm. You know the type, they grab for their phone for no reason at all, look at it, flick it a couple times, and then they just put it down. Like, I just need to do that. Like someone that grabs a cigarette and smokes. So, did you do it? Did you unconsciously or consciously do it last time you spoke with someone? Maybe you shouldn't be on the phone and give the person speaking directly in front of you the courtesy and your time and attention. I digress. Sure, someone might be polite enough to look at you while you're speaking to them, but watch them. They will either have the look of engagement in their eyes, or they've spaced out, looking right through you and looking right into your eyes while doing it. Maybe they're watching your mouth move. Maybe they're judging your teeth. Maybe your left eye opens a little bit further than your right eye does, and you've never noticed that before, or they've never noticed that before. Just watch them next time. People are more often than not doing one of the following: spacing out, thinking about what they're going to say, or they're over here pretending to listen past the one talking point that they've decided that they were going to voice their opinion on, you know, while you continue to babble with the rest of your thought. This person may or may not interrupt you with this particular thought, but this one ping in the conversation is the one that they're going to circle back to. This is acceptable. Make a mental note and come back to and discuss the point while you continue to listen is the key feature here. The second thing to watch for is if they are either nodding their head vigorously or shaking their head with enthusiasm, depending on the point you're trying to make. You are on borrowed time with this person. He or she is either usually biting their tongue for a limited amount of time until they can launch into their viewpoint that they either agree with or disagree with your position. More often than not, you have already lost this person. They've stopped listening to you and begun to formulate how they're going to disagree or agree with your point and what their story is going to be. Whatever the hell it is, it's going to be a whomper. It's going to prove you wrong, or they're going to agree with you. Yes, nodding their head vigorously. Their point is going to get out one way or another, and it's probably going to trump your story. I once knew a person, a woman in particular, that just would sit there and go, and she would me the entire time from start to finish from when I opened my mouth. Enthusiastic rudeness. And then finally, it's the blatant, my thoughts need to be heard right this fucking instant, folks. In your own life, assuming that you're not one of these people, but statistically saying you most likely are one of these fucking people, think of all the people that you interact with on a daily or weekly basis. Family, co-workers, bosses, friends, people you meet at a social event. Sweet Jesus, God forbid you introduce a smidgen of alcohol when you talk with somebody. The courtesy gloves just come right the fuck off, and it becomes a battle to see who can make the wittier comment the quickest. That's the final level, the social situation. But I'm talking more about everyone that you interact with in a week. Take a listen the next time you speak with someone. Do they jump in and complete your thought? Interrupt your thought with their own story? Or completely change the entire conversation mid your thought? What the hell causes this? Seriously, I'd like to know. Write me and let me know. Instagram comments especially, so that we can possibly participate in this wild social experiment together. And maybe you guys can fight it out and say, no, you're rude, no, you're rude, no, you're rude. Whatever. But explain to me why most of you do this now. Here are a few of the ideas that I think that the reason why society has gone this way. One, you're an asshole, which is just too easy to hide behind the word or the phrase, I'm just an asshole, I'm just a bitch, but people say it anyway. You're an asshole for interrupting, but there is a reason you're doing it repeatedly. You're either an attention seeker, you're definitely a fucking one-upper, you're an antagonist, you're a narcissist. These are words that should be describing you. Our scrolling minds can only hold on to our attention for a small fraction of time. So this is my number 2 reason. A cell phone. Again, back to the stupid cell phone. It can only hold your attention for a small fraction of time, and that's how you think conversations must go. And it's information in, and then bam, information must be responded to. We scroll, we watch TV, whatever we have the option of changing instantly. If we can do it, we'll do it. It doesn't work like that in a conversation, dipshit. At least not with me, it doesn't. If you interrupt me, and you weren't in a conversation, and we weren't in a conversation, where we were purposely rattling off, well, what about this idea? So as to add to the comedy of the situation. If we aren't in one of those conversations, you're pissing me off, and I'm checking out. I had the time to speak to you, but if this isn't going to be a two-way conversation, you can continue to talk to yourself and amuse yourself with your brilliantly enlightened viewpoints. Am I describing you yet? Boy, I hope so, because you douchebags need to hear this. You're probably a serial interrupter of thought, just roaming from conversation to conversation with a verbal baseball bat, just swinging and busting up thoughts, just like Aaron Judge knocks out home runs. Do us all a favor and keep your thoughts and opinions bottled up until it's appropriate to have the floor during a conversation. You'll probably find that people will enjoy speaking with you more instead of being talked at by you. The third reason, I believe that the interrupty pants idiots feel the need to vomit their precious thoughts uncontrollably, is because our role models are TV personalities. I swear to God, a large part of the population believes there is a film crew directly behind them filming every inspirational moment, every inspiring thought, and every dumbass expression that they can create on their face. How delusional are people these days? They think that interrupting you with a louder tone to express their precious, half-witted, emotion-driven brain fart of an idea is making an audience and a fictitious fan base somewhere jeer with excitement because their favorite character is about to let someone feel the thunder. Shit. Life is not a reality show. Keep your surprised expressions and your stupid faces that no one cares about. Keep it under wraps because you look like you've got the palsy. No one is watching you. You are not that important. Have respect and you will get respect. Drama doesn't need to play out in a real life scenario. Like the scripted shit you've been watching, you delusional misfit. Again, I digress. This is the way this shit is going to go. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This is a Lane Brain podcast. I've got questions. Thanks for letting me get all this out. If you don't share the show, you know where you can go. Hit me up on email, thelanebrain@gmail.com. 2 E's. Instagram, The Lane Brain. Facebook, The Lane Brain. YouTube, The Lane Brain. Hit me up with questions, ideas, comments. I'm here for it. Y'all have a good day.